The only thing more annoying than having RGB lighting everywhere is when all of that lighting is no longer synchronized. And today we're going to be talking about the latest computer woes I have faced, this Corsair Vengeance LED memory, and its lights not being software controllable. I've downloaded Corsair Link, and it used to be, even with 4 sticks of this, that I could get it all synchronized, but for some reason, 3 days ago, not triggered by an update to this software or anything, I no longer have control. I was hoping to get this video out, what time is it? I was hoping to get this video out 10 hours ago, but that didn't happen because I have finally just finished troubleshooting this for the last 3 days. And so if you're having an issue where you can't get the lights to be software controllable in Corsair Link, I'm going to walk you through the steps I went through to finally get this RAM working again. As we all know, AMD Ryzen is particularly choosy when it comes to memory. And with Corsair memory in particular, I have yet to get any of the many kits I've tested to hit 3200 MHz. This box is from the 3rd kit that I've gone through and tried, and it still hasn't worked. And it doesn't help that I've got 4 sticks of DDR4 memory in there. I can only get it to run at 2667 MHz. And so my first thought was, oh, maybe with 4 sticks of RAM in there, I've only had this for about probably a couple weeks, so I thought maybe the issue is that I have 4 sticks of RAM in there. But then I realized, no, I did get it to work. Maybe it's just degraded and is no longer stable. So the first thing I did is I set all the voltages, including CPU overclock, back to stock, and I set all of the timings and clock speeds back to default. So everything should work because it's all within spec. But no, the LED lighting controls were still not there, although Corsair Link did still find the memory. Next, I tried increasing the DRAM voltage up to 1.35 volts, where it wants to be for its XMP profile, wondering if perhaps I had to have the voltage set to a certain amount for the LED communications to work properly. But nope, that didn't do it. So next I bumped up the North Bridge, or system on a chip voltage, depending on what your motherboard manufacturer calls it in the BIOS settings. I turned it up to 1.1 volts. Nope, nothing. So I tried increasing the memory clock speed to 2400 MHz. Nope, nothing. So then I brought everything back up to 2667 MHz. I left the SoC voltage at stock. No, I left it at 1.075 volts, just bringing it down a little bit closer to where it wants to normally be. And I set the DRAM voltage down to 1.34 volts, because the voltage tends to run a little on the high side of where I set it, and still nothing. So I started looking to see if there were any conflicting software programs I had installed. I uninstalled the MSI gaming app, which controls the LEDs on the motherboard. That didn't do it. I tried downloading and installing the MSI Mystic Light app, which I saw for, I think, Z270 or X299, I forget, was able to control the lighting, so I wouldn't have to use Corsair Link to control these LEDs, but that did not work either. So then, fearing that some other MSI background service might be interfering, I went into Task Manager and killed every single MSI background process. Corsair Link could still not do lighting control. So then I updated the Corsair Link software to the newest one. I had gone back to even trying the Corsair Link software that seemed to be the one that fixed a lot of the Ryzen issues for people, and I wondered if perhaps some subsequent update undid that patch, but nope. Both versions of Corsair Link did not fix the problem. And so finally, I go into Task Manager to Services, and then I went and clicked on the link to go to the bigger services settings and control panel, and from there I stopped every MSI service. I stopped every single Corsair service, including the lighting controls for my mouse and keyboard, and then I manually restarted every MSI service and every Corsair service. Even if it hadn't been running before. If it started with MSI, I started that service. If it started with Corsair, I started the service. I relaunched Corsair Link and hallelujah, it worked. So it turns out it had nothing to do with hardware stability. It was just a matter of some Windows service not running. And honestly, that could be my bad. I tend to turn off more Windows services than is probably safe or stable. So, if you're having an issue with getting this Corsair Vengeance LED RAM working and you're using a motherboard chipset or a platform that has been out for more than 2 or 3 months, chances are it's a Windows service, at least based on what I've experienced. So please, leave a comment below. Has this helped you out? Did it not? Is there anything else that you would recommend for trying to get this to work that you found fixed the problem for you? Please let me know down below. As always, make sure you've hit like on this video, make sure you're subscribed, and while you're at it, go ahead and check out some of our previous videos. Thanks so much. See you next time, which honestly, it's close to midnight when I'm filming this, and if you watch my next upload, see you in 11 hours.